Hey houseplant friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to go online houseplant shopping and I'm gonna bring you with me. We are gonna take a look at current houseplant prices for a bunch of different plants and then also take a look at some houseplant shops that I used to really frequent before kind of falling out of love with plants for a little bit and then the craze. Pretty much what this is gonna be is kind of like a look back at all of these plants, how expensive they used to be because they are certainly not expensive anymore, well, in comparison. And then we're just gonna take a look at some of my favorite plant shops. I decided to wear my bangs down today. I hope you think they're cute. I didn't straighten them because I was like, you know what? It's kind of a cute look. The little messy curly bangs. They are something that does exist. Also, we're at my desk. How cute. I know, you're only ever over there with me on the floor. But today we have tea, so go ahead, take a second, go make a tea if you haven't yet, because you're gonna want one. Tea is very good for you. It's a great alternative to coffee. It makes you feel happy and wholesome inside. And then I have some cute plants over here. This is my chameleon ZZ that I am so in love with, and then my Dayun Duel looking cute over there in the corner. This video is sponsored by Zimp. Zimp is where I get all of my glasses. The one that you see me wearing all the time is my Aphrodite pair. They are so cute, literally my everyday glasses option. Highly recommend. You can use code Ashley at checkout to get 50% off frames and 20% off lenses. And I'll remind you of that again at the end of the video. I don't know if my friend is back yet or not, but I'm actually bringing a friend today. It's bring your friend to work day. I am gonna tell my friend Alex all about houseplants because he's not a plant person. Show all of the prices and like do comparisons. And I just think it'll be funny to have the like feedback of someone who's not a plant person.
I am back, by the way.
Oh, you are back. Hello, welcome.
Yes,
Introduce
hello.
yourself.
I'm Alex. I don't do plants. I don't know plants.
Amazing.
Yes, I know. Stellar.
We're actually gonna start with Arium Botanicals because I love Arium Botanicals. They are some friends of mine that run a plant shop in Portland. If you didn't know, I used to live in Portland. And they ran this plant shop that I just fucking adored. Well, they still do run it. I just don't get to go there anymore, which is very sad.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, they do have this shirt, though, that I love. Can you see, by the way? Like, can you see this?
Me? I can, yes.
Okay. Yeah, these shirts are, like, my favorite thing in the world. And I'll get one day. So
One day? Why don't you already have one?
Because they released it when I was poor.
Oh. That's a good excuse.
Yeah. They have a bunch of different plants. Their website's actually different than it used to be. Oh, the other thing I love about Arium is they have a ton of like pottery as well. Alocasia crupia being $16 is super cheap. This plant used to be like $200 minimum, and you'd get like a leaf on it.
When was that?
2 years ago, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, maybe only a year ago. Depends on where you live in the country.
That's a very steep discount.
See, you're gonna have that reaction a lot, which is why I thought it would be fun to bring you.
You have, and you didn't even do this video yet.
I know. Begonia maculata whitey, this is a really beautiful plant. It's not as expensive as it used to be, but it's still, like, it was always kind of pretty cheap. Dieffenbachia reflector. This Dieffenbachia used to be $100.
Okay,
Everyone went
nuts
for this. Like, this was like the plant of like 2019, 2020. Epipremnum spinatum, $36 is honestly still kind of expensive for this, but epipremnums grow slower, so maybe that's why. Hoya crinkle 8, this is the same price. This plant has like never gone up or down in price at any plant shop. It's like always approximately this price, yeah. $36.
Any idea why that is?
It's just like a standard, I don't know, plant just chilling, I guess. This is expensive though. $65 for a 4-inch Hoya carnosa compacta. Oh wait, 6-inch. Haha, 6-inch pot. Is there any other size options? No. Still though, I don't know, that's still expensive to me. That's a plant I want, by the way. That is one of the ones I want. Hoya obovata splash, this is pretty cheap right now actually. Here we have extra splashy, you get $25, and in a 6-inch it's $36. That's pretty good price all around, actually. Yeah.
Extra splashy.
Yeah, extra splashy. Variegation costs more money.
I see.
Hoya croniana silver. Some places refer to this as the word, and I'm just going to say it so you know what it is, but Eskimo, which is a very not good word used to refer to peoples of the north. It's a word that we don't say anymore, and a word you should never refer to this Hoya by. If you hear people say that, tell them to stop saying that and to call it a croniana, because that is what we call it now. There's lots of racist plant names out there, which is really unfortunate.
Look, it's another plant with holes in it.
Okay, do you remember what the holes are called?
No, I do not.
Can you think? Can you think really extra hard?
Oh, I have a word in my head. I don't know if I even want to try to say it.
Try it.
I don't even know if it's right.
Try.
The Venustration?
It is. You did it.
Oh my god, I remembered.
You got it right. I'm so proud of you.
And I said it right?
Yeah, you said it right. Fenestration.
Oh my god. I can't believe I got it right.
This is actually crazy. So this is Monstera adansonii mint. It looks like it's this entire plant. So this whole plant being $150 is like crazy cheap. It used to
Really?
be, yeah, it used to be like $150 for like a node, like a leafless node you had to grow in yourself.
That plant is more holes than plant in your that much.
Yeah.
Why is it so expensive?
Because Monstera are like a sexy genus. Like people just really, really like it. Also, notice you can actually use Shopify like Afterpay or things like Klarna, which means that you can actually buy this with credit and then you can pay it off. That is something a lot of people do, and there's a lot of people who are in massive plant debt. I never ever let myself get into that, thankfully. I did it once as like a joke. I was like, how funny would it be if I bought this with like Klarna and paid it off later? It took me 5 minutes of doing that to panic, and then I paid it off all at once. Because I was like, no.
You know, you saying that $150 for a mostly hole-filled plant is cheap? That's...
Oh, you have no idea. We are scratching the mere surface. Like, Arium has good priced plants, too. Like, we aren't even to the expensive stores yet.
Oh boy.
This is my favorite. I love
plant.
educating people about how fucking weird plants are. Okay, here's a fun one. This is a staghorn fern, Platycerium superbum. I actually have one of these right now. I completely forgot that I had it, and I saw it the other day, and it's doing really, really good. I'm very happy.
You forgot about the plant.
Oh, I have so many plants. I forget. Like, I do just forget about some of the ones that I have. Jade satin, $15. That's actually a really good price. See, I wonder, though, what their shipping is. Like, okay, if I put this in my cart and then I went to checkout, shipping is $14. Okay, cool. So, okay, nice. $14 for shipping. That's not that bad. It is.
Wow, so it's like paying for a pizza. It
plants.
just doubles your cost.
Yep, it just doubles your Actually, true. Where's the lie? Oh, they have string of turtles. This plant is super, super fucking popular. Looks like they're sold out of their 2-inch pot.
That is really small.
Yeah, this plant is adorable. I fucking love it. I don't own one right now, and it is really depressing. Oh my god, I love plants. I want to go to a nursery, but I still have COVID, so I can't. Okay, we're gonna go to Pistils. Pistils is a nursery in Portland. You're gonna see a running theme with these plant shops. Wow, look at this one.
I wonder why.
Here's a Crinkle 8 again, a Hoya Crinkle 8. They're so beautiful. Oh, I love it. The thing though is that like the likelihood of you getting one this big is null. It's not even
non-existent.
It's not even a possibility. I think, at least. I don't know. Pistils is cool. I love pistils. The cool thing, okay, about the plant shops in Portland was that they were all kind of like in one area. So you could go to Pistils and then you could scoop around and you could go to Arium. Then you could go to the second Pistils location because there's 2 locations in Portland now. Then there was this other plant shop we would go to. Oh god, what was it called? Well, we would hit up the Potted Elephant, which is in Hillsboro, so it's not exact. Oh, hi! Hi! Are you making an appearance? There's no cat bed next to me right now because they're all over there. And so there's a cat on my desk. Hi.
This is criminal behavior. That is illegal.
What? Just that you can't see her?
Yes.
Or that there's no cat bed by my desk.
Both. Both of them. The original thought was the cat bed, but now that you mention it, it's both of them.
There's just a rat on my desk. Yes. You're a rat. Oh, you're purring. Hello. Okay, I gotta get back to work, Raven. You can chill over there if you want, but I'm busy. The cool thing about Pistils is that they give you like this massive rundown. Gosh, I wish I could remember what other plant stores we would go to. There's a ton. Like, there was a ton in Portland. There was a bunch of them. Oh, there was Reclamation PDX. We would go there. I don't know. Basically, there was just this massive, like, they were all next to each other, so you could just go to all of them.
Oh, okay. Really? That's convenient.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Enabling your plant addiction.
The cool thing about Pistils is they have like more rare plants, which so does Botanicaz, but they don't really sell their rare plants kind of outside the store, like, online delivery and shopping and stuff. Gosh, these are really wonderful plants. Okay, we're gonna go through these one at a time. So this plant is Hoya carrii. This is $128, one of the more expensive Hoyas you'll see because it takes actually years to grow. This Hoya being this big is probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
And that's where most of the price discrepancy comes from with plants, like why you'll see some crazy expensive plants. It's not always just because of inflation. It can literally just be because plants take a lot of time and effort to grow, especially ones like this. Hoya carnosa compactas are the same way. When you have like bigger pots, they're decently more expensive. I still think, okay, remember the Arium botanicals Hoya? This is a 6-inch pot, right, for Arium? Here's the same size, but with a different store. Like this, I would be more inclined to pay $64 for this.
Yeah, it seems a lot more full.
Yeah, a lot more full. Except that this one is variegated, which again, remember, that's the expensive stuff. And
if I remember right, it makes them harder to grow bigger.
Oh my gosh, right? You're so smart. I'm so proud of you. Yes,
yeah,
you get snaps.
I have a memory.
Yeah, you do have a memory. Hoya obovata. This plant honestly should be more expensive. Like, it doesn't make sense to me because I love this plant. I feel like if there's these other Hoyas that are so expensive, this one should also be just as expensive, even though I don't think plants should cost a lot of money. Does that make sense?
You're saying that it devalues it in your mind because it costs less.
I feel like no, not at all.
Well,
I don't think that things should cost money and that's how they get their value. It just doesn't make sense that these other plants, which are also cool, are so expensive, whereas that one's really cheap.
Yeah, I worded that poorly. I understand.
We have Hoya Houseplants. This plant is really popular, but in its variegated form. I'm kind of surprised it's so expensive in its normal green form. Here we have an anthurium. This plant is velvet, by the way, Alex. So if you were to touch it, well, I guess it's more suede. Yeah, it has a suede feel to it.
I like those ones.
That's why a lot of people like these ones.
I don't know why. Whenever I touch those, I feel like they feel like they're fake plants,
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm like, is this a real plant? I don't know.
Oh, here we have Hoya sigillatus, which I didn't like this plant for the longest time because this word looks like an STD.
You're not
sigillatus
wrong.
Sounds like the name of an STD.
You're not wrong.
But now I have this plant and I love it.
You have the STD plant.
I do have it, yes. Here's the Hoya carnosa compacta. So, okay, a 6-inch pot of this here compared to Arium is over $20 more. Gosh, that's so sad. That's such a tiny.
Yeah, that doesn't look like very much.
That's a 4-inch. Yeah, that's a 4-inch. That's just so hard because it's you have their photos, right, are gonna show obviously the best version of the plant that they have. So when you're looking at these, you're like, okay, this is the best one that they have, and to me, this isn't really that pretty. No offense, Pistils.
Yeah,
love you, but
they're trying to sell it to you, so obviously they're gonna put their best picture forward.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of Hoya. Hoya is a genus name. It's a very popular type of plant right now. Here's Hoya serpens. It's a very small plant, and it has fuzz on its leaves. It's got like texture to it people really like.
That is a really small plant for $64.
Yeah, well, picture you're buying a 2-leaf cutting of this, so literally just 2 leaves and a tiny bit of stem, and you've paid $300.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine that. No,
See, that was last year.
Oh my god.
Here's
That's
philodendron Billy ATA. You can also say Billy Tie, but I think Billy ATA sounds like more fun to say. This is a really fun plant. I love this plant, but I hate growing it. Does that make sense?
Is it a pain to grow?
It's a pain for me. Not for everyone. Some people have a really easy time growing plants like this, and I just don't.
I see it says it's Jurassic looking. See why you like it.
Yep, Jurassic looking aeroid. Do you know what an aeroid is?
No, I don't.
An aeroid? Okay, so you know there's genuses, right?
Okay.
So there's familias, which is like the more broader encompassing, and that's what an aeroid is. So like,
so that's a step up.
Yeah, so you'll have like philodendron and alocasia, for example. They're both aeroids, but completely different genuses. See, here you have philodendron squamiferum. This one I love. Love this plant. Look at this.
Yeah.
How does that exists in nature? Like, a plant just looks like this.
What's the function behind that?
You know, I don't know.
Now I need you to look it up.
If I had to think about, well, you wouldn't find something. Like, there would be no... I'd have to look really hard to find something that would explain it, like its evolutionary purpose. I would think probably. So philodendron have these things called nectaries that show up here and there. They're like these tiny little dots, and this one doesn't have any right now, so you can't see any. Nectaries like ooze sap, and that encourages bugs to climb up the plant, basically because they want the sweet sap. And then when they walk up the plant, they might walk across the flower and then pollinate the plant. And so that's why plants will like exude nectar or sap. It's to attract bugs that will then hopefully like pollinate them. The only thing I can think is that these like hair-like things would provide those bugs like shelter, like a sea anemone. You know how the fish would like hang out in the sea anemone because it's like shelter. I don't know. Okay. It's the only thing I can think of. It could be completely wrong. It
looks like it's infested by a bunch of worms.
No. Oh, like in Princess Mononoke?
I don't. That first picture looks like it's from Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's Ganon.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's cool. This was my first favorite Hoya. I no longer prefer it. This is Hoya caudata Sumatra. It has very fuzzy stems. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
Super fuzzy. And then the leaves itself like look really rough, which is what I liked about it. It just looks very like hardcore.
It looks old and beaten down.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love it. I think it looks so cool. Well,
that plant looks like it's seen some shit.
Yeah, there's more intense versions of that plant I'll get to later. Oh, are these all their plants? Is it just Hoyas? They're just like, I guess that makes sense. It's like winter in Portland, so they would sell plants that are more hardy. This is another really good one we can look at real fast. This is Hoya callistophylla. It's super veiny. I love it.
Okay, yeah. That looks cool. Looks like a turtle.
Turtle.
It's the turtle plant.
Yeah.
That's my name for it now.
Turtle plant?
Yep.
Okay. So next place we'll look is Steve's Leaves.
I gotta say right off the bat, I like the name.
Yeah. Steve's Leaves, they used to be really popular, and then they became really unpopular with the plant collector people because they raised their prices like really high. Like during the midst of the houseplant craze, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. That was like the height of it, that whole section. They raised their prices to absolutely exorbitant prices. And they were like known for being like the houseplant collector's friend because...
And then they became unfriendly.
Yeah, and then they started selling this plant. So this plant right here is $24.99. In the midst of the houseplant craze, they were charging, it was something like $150 for exactly the same product they've been selling like for years.
How much were other places charging for that at the time?
Well, so that's the thing is, Okay, so corporations, right? How corporations work is they're like, okay, there's this plant that everyone thinks is super cool and popular. We want to grow that plant and sell it. And so then there's always people who are like ahead of the curve, people who are on track with the curve, and then people that are like late to trends. I'd say that Steve's Leaves was late. So like not only were they price hiking the only reason was to make more money from the same people who have been buying from them for like years and years. But then also they price hiked late. Plants weren't even really worth that anymore, but they had been growing them out with the intention to sell them. So now it's like they're taking a massive loss if they don't do the price hike because they've put so much money into like growing these plants. So it's just like this whole thing.
Okay.
If that makes
so
sense.
It's their own damn fault.
Yeah. But that's why plants are so hard, because it's like plants will just randomly be in style. Like out of nowhere.
Yeah. And it takes time to grow the plants.
Yes, it does.
Unless you already happen to have them.
Mm-hmm. But now they got all these plants.
I was gonna say, I'm seeing a lot of
like
higher
velvet.
prices.
Yeah. These are lower though. All of these plants, they used to sell for so much more money. Plants are really cheap now in comparison. Like people just aren't buying them. There has been an influx to the market more than there has been people to buy. Capitalism.
Supply and demand. Funny how that
Yes,
works.
crazy. Well, let's see if there's any really cool ones here. Oh, that's cool. So they like gray out the sold out ones. Oh, this is really pretty. Philodendron recurvifolium. Oh, that's actually beautiful. I actually love that. Oh, I adore that. $60. That sucks. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to write that down. I love that.
Uh-oh, is this making it onto your wish list now?
Yes. See, I can make like a new wish list. I'm just gonna cross this out. Do you know how many times I almost accidentally write Kara instead of Ashley?
A bunch.
Last night in my dream, I called myself Kara. Like, everyone in my dream called me Kara. Philodendron recurvifolium. That is really cool. I love the red edges, honestly. It looks like Biliaceae mixed with a Adipopoense, but then also like red edges. Monstera tuberculata. That's fun. This is definitely not meant to be growing in a pot like this. This is definitely made to grow on a tree.
And I don't know if it's just like a bad picture, but that looks like a really sad plant right now.
It's not sad, it's just not growing on what it should be. Like, it's a shingling monstera, so it wants to grow on something.
Yeah, that plant looks really sad.
Yeah. Hi, Raven.
Like, if they want me to buy that picture does not make me want to buy that plant.
Here's a Warocquianum. This is an anthurium. Can you not? This is mine. Mine. These used to be hundreds of dollars. This is still expensive. I would say like 100 is still expensive. I would expect it to currently be sold for $100. If it was actually listed as 150, I would say that's expensive. You used to pay like $100 for like an unrooted chonk. You call them chonks because it's like a chonk of the stem.
Okay.
Also, dark form is wrong. There is no such thing as dark form and light form for this plant. It's just completely based on how you're growing it, the amount of light you give it. The dark form is the exact same thing as light form.
Look at you calling them out.
Yeah, this is not correct. It makes sense that they would say that because that's what stores say, but it's wrong. See, Steve's Leaves really specializes in begonias, and that's what I really want to look at. But you know who doesn't really like begonias? The fucking houseplant community. I have to look at aroids. Aroids. Or yeah, this is actually a really beautiful plant and it's very expensive. That is so expensive for right now. In the height of this plant being popular, it was like $150. So only selling it for 82 is still quite expensive. Silver Hero. I had this plant for a while. A company from Indonesia sent it to me for free.
Ooh, nice.
This is so overrated. This plant is overrated.
That's another one of those plants that looks like it's seen some shit.
Yeah. I think you just don't like this like obtuse leaf shape.
I don't know, I think it's like the pale coloring on it that makes it look
So
like
that's variegation. That's called blister variegation. It's the same thing as this, except that there's no dark green. Like, if there was no dark green, it would be the Silver Hero, if that makes any sense. And this light green color is here because there's air trapped underneath the upper epidermis of the plant leaf, and it makes a reflective, shiny look. Lance leaf. This is a good plant. I love this plant. I own this plant. If the basket actually comes in this full, I would say this is a really good price and you should buy this.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, as in you, Alex, but like people.
Yeah, just you in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it actually came this big.
Now that right there, I'd say looks like the type of houseplant I'd normally think of, I guess. Houseplants. I would probably think of that kind of plant.
She's just sitting on my desk. You're gonna love this video. It's just gonna be Raven. Hi. Oh, don't push my book off the desk.
Yeah.
Raven, stop it. So here's Anthurium forgetii hybridized with Ace of Spades. Very nice. I love this plant. This is a very good plant.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It's a yellow turtle shell.
So fun fact, this is edited. This green color does not exist.
I was gonna say, is that real? That's a really
This is real.
like, vibrant color.
This color is real. These colors are real. Well,
Okay, that's
maybe
still
this
really
is
cool
turned
looking.
up a little bit because of this very like neon color. But
That's
this,
still a cool
this
looking
is
plant.
real. But this one, this is not. I only know because I color my photos too, and this is like I did it. If I posted a photo that looked like this, I'd be like, I did a bad job. Or
Wow,
it
you're
looks real.
flaming them now.
You know, I used to be so wary of what I would say because I didn't want businesses to be mad at me, but now I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're just flaming Steve's leaves up in here. Oh, you're asking me the fenestration?
They're fenestrations. This is what that other plant wants to do. The one that you said looks sad.
Yeah. Okay.
This is also
That looks less
edited.
sad.
See this green? That's not a real green. This is a good price. 3 King Syngonium podophyllum used to be like over $100.
I'm hearing a lot of good prices
Yes.
and a couple of not so good prices.
So here's another lance leaf. This is that plant earlier. That's why I said like this amount for $14. Like if that basket is what you get for $60, or I guess it was $54.99, then that's like a really good price. Varicosum. This is really fucking expensive. Varicosum are some of the cheapest aeroids. They just always have been. So this is really.
Well, but you see there, it says it's exotic.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
No wonder it sold out.
Yeah, this was, it looks like it's an auction. Okay, we're gonna look at the fun plants now, which is begoniards. It's time to party! These are the plants that I like. I don't know if you can tell, but
Yes,
these
I
are the
can.
ones that I like. I love begonias because they're so small, so you can have a ton of them. I love this plant. This is Begonia Milano Ballata, and it actually looks like that. Like, it looks like this.
That is really weird.
Isn't it? I love it. I actually do not have this plant right now, and it is a crime against nature that I don't have it. What if they're sold
Why
out
does
of a
it look like
lot? Lots of these begonias are from like really exotic places like Borneo and Ecuador. Some of these are really common begonias though. We want the cool ones. This one is cool. Begonia amphioxus. It looks like it could kill you.
Yeah, it does.
That's why people like this one.
You want a plant that can kill you, got it.
That one's kind of goofy, but I don't think I like it. Give me the good ones. Give good. This one's cool. I like this one a lot. Begonia scabigiera. Look at that leaf. This is the blister variegation I was telling you about. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's a sparkly looking plant.
When I first got into begonias, I liked these spiral leaves a lot. I no longer really care for them.
You're just roasting Steve's leaves again.
Get better leaves. Mid begonias. This one's actually kind of cool, but there's lots of begonias that I just don't like. I don't know if you can tell.
You're very, very opinionated on the begonias.
Yeah, because there's, I think, what is it? No, that's orchids. Orchids are the largest flowering species. That is like almost triggering. I don't know why. Tell me the parents! Oh my gosh, I fucking hate it when begonia people don't tell you that parentage. I fucking despise it. Oh, that is really cool. Oh, that is so cool.
Something tells me you really like leaves that have red along the outside.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's cool. I was looking at the type of variegation. Like, it's a very weird This is transposon variegation.
It's like the third one in a row that you've talked about that has red trim.
This one is very cool too. I love this one. This is what it actually looks like, by the way. This is also like a suede velvet leaf. It is way more interesting doing a video like this and having someone to talk to versus just like sitting here by myself.
Well, I'm glad I could help out, entertain you while you work.
Okay, so this is another one that I love. This is Begonia ferox. It looks like the Milano Malata, except it's a lot more intense. It also gets a lot bigger. Hailing from the limestone regions of China. God, begonias are so cool!
They give you a warning that it might be dead when it...
Yeah, that one is very hard to ship. I hate begonias that look like this. I think they look messy.
What about it?
They just look messy. Popular begonia alert. This is Begonia chloristicta. This plant needs special care and is not for beginners. Dark form. This is called rediform. This is not called dark form. Label your plants correctly. Ooh, I like this begonia. Kingiana. Oh, I love it. I love it! Violence.
I've only heard you talk about your cat like that before.
Yeah. Begonias and raven.
The two things you love most in this world.
This one's kind of cool. I like this one. Gogoensis. I had this begonia briefly and then it died. It was very hard to take care of.
Did I see they don't have a warning for that?
Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to be hard to take care of. I think that it was just because I was bad at it. Oh, I love this one. I still have this plant. It's the begonia I've had for the longest, like in my whole collection. It's Begonia Jehoii, and it is perfect. It is like the epitome of perfect begonia. It is everything a good begonia has. Logies. Okay, so Logies is more of an outdoor plant place. So you gotta be kind of specific when you're searching. So let's look for philodendron. So Logies is another place that used to sell plants for like really, really cheap, but now they don't really sell for that cheap. They're more expensive. I wanna say is almost worthless now. This plant used to sell for hundreds and hundreds of dollars like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. I went to a plant show where I bought like a really sad one for literally $1. People like cannot get rid of these anymore. I had a dream last night actually that they were just like planted in the ground.
And these people are still selling it for
$50. I mean, this is like, I mean, you have to think about how much money they must have put into cultivating these plants or like ordering them in, you know? So this is fine. Am I happy about it? No. Do I expect it? Yes. But those plants are almost like same thing with this. I don't know why these companies are selling varicosum for expensive. You can buy them for like $5 from Etsy. Literally like $5. A 2.5-inch pot is $50. See, that's just unacceptable.
Something tells me you like the first two stores better than these last two.
Well, those are run by real people. These are corporations.
Those are run by real people.
This isn't even a philodendron. What is it doing in the search results? Micans is a plant I haven't really been talking about a lot in this video, but this plant is appropriately priced, I think, in every store I've seen it in so far. Birkin, this plant is a crime against nature. I don't know what they did to make them look like this, but I hate them. Place selling them for more than $10 is like joking itself. $20 I can understand. I've seen places try to sell them for $50. And it's just fucking dumb.
But you see, it's a new trendy hybrid.
Yeah, maybe 3 years ago. When these first dropped, they were so expensive. And they very quickly became, like, not cool. Alright, we're gonna go to Etsy now. This is where the good plants are. If you're looking to buy plants, look at Etsy first, always. Well, your local Facebook groups first, and then Etsy. We're gonna start with Botanicaz, which are very good friends of mine. They've flown me to visit them before, multiple times, and I have paid to go visit them once before myself. These are where you're gonna start seeing the big prices, Alex.
Okay.
However,
you're saying that the prices I've seen are not big price? Oh,
I'm saying that
already.
These prices are big. These are expensive plants. But Botanicaz actually prices plants correctly in my opinion, so I think that a lot of these are, like, the prices are accurate. And it's mostly because they know that I'll flame them if they price plants for like really ridiculous amounts.
75% off? It's over $1,000 still? What the heck?
Oh,
One at the top.
this is just advertising. This is just how Etsy is. Like, there are people that will pay $5,000 for this plant. They just do this thing where, like, every couple days Botanicaz lists their whole store for like 75% off. And people will buy those, like, buy plants during that time, but people will also buy plants during the time that Botanicaz stuff isn't on sale. This is a plant I want really badly. Like, I would buy this right now if I didn't have self-control, which I unfortunately do have.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I unfortunately do need to buy groceries, but this is a plant that is, like, actively on my wish list and has been for a really long time. I am right now, yeah. It's actually really great that Botanicaz is selling these, because the last time I looked at buying one, I think they were like almost $200 from different random stores. So now that Botanicaz is selling them, it means that... Okay, so Botanicaz, let me explain this to you, Alex. Botanicaz is a store run by my friend Anya and her husband, David, and then, like, all these other people that she's hired. And Botanicaz is really cool because their whole goal is to make plants so affordable that, like, poaching stops. It started at the beginning with plants that are called, this one begonia called Begonia Darth Vadariana, which was named after Darth Vader. And it was so expensive that it was being poached from the wild, which is, like, terrible for the wild. Right? Because we don't want plants to go extinct. Hey, stop pushing my notebook around, you freak. So what they did was they actually made and propagated, like, by hand, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Begonia Darth Vadarianas, and now the plant is, like, worthless. Not worthless in terms of, like, no one likes it, people love it, but you can buy it for like $20 now, instead of having to order it from some, like, back alley weirdo guy from fucking, like, Kalamantan or something. And so that's what this plant was. It was really expensive, but now the Botanicaz is selling it. It is going to become less expensive really fast. Also, Begonia Nothobaramensis. This is one of my favorite begonias. It looks like this when it gets mature. Fucking phenomenal plant. Love it. Also, you'll notice this shop sells a lot of begonias.
I wonder why you like them.
Yeah. I love Anya and David. Botanicaz 1 and 2 hybrids are also really nice. I was there when they unveiled these for the first time. This is what I'm talking about. $20. This is a varicosum on Etsy. Monstera albos. These are actually crazy prices. The last time I checked in on plant prices, albos were... It was still $200 per leaf. So this plant would be at the minimum like $300. So it looks like it's less than would that be? A little over $65 per leaf. What it looks like it's going by now. Stop licking.
You know, doing math on videos, it's really dangerous.
It's what?
It's really dangerous.
Oh, because I could be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's
it's less bad than doing it on stream, but it's still bad.
Yeah, it's still bad. This is a variegated silver sword philodendron. Plants that are this expensive, by the way, exist because they're, like, actually really hard to find. That's where most... Okay, so there's three reasons plants are expensive. The most common reason plants are expensive is because of inflation, like just upcharge of it being a popular plant or whatever. The second reason is because it's a hard to grow plant, and so therefore it is more expensive because it takes a lot of time to grow. The third reason, which is the reason that you'll see expensive plants on stores like Botanicaz, is because they are legitimately hard to find. Like, they are... Anya and David have gone through the trouble of finding these plants and sourcing them and selling them to you. There is no reason for the plant to be expensive other than the fact that it is hard to find, which are why plants like this will fall in price really fast the more people get a hold of them. There was a while ago, there were these sellers for Monstera obliqua, and they all decided collectively to just stop selling Monstera obliqua because the market was flooding too much with obliqua and it was devaluing the plant, and they were losing money because they had all spent so long, like, trying to cultivate the plant to grow, to, like, sell, to make a fuck ton of money, because Monstera obliqua, they'd sell for like $500 for, like, a node, like a leafless, rootless node that you had to grow in yourself. When it got out that, like, all these sellers were doing that, everybody flamed the shit out of them and they started selling again, and now obliqua are worthless. But yeah, plants like this will drop in price the more people have them, especially because the normal version of this plant, the normal silver sword, is, like, completely worthless. And when I'm using the term worthless, I just want to stress that it is in terms of monetary value and not like the worth that a person might get from owning a plant.
It doesn't cost much.
Yes, financially it is worthless compared to what it was. This is another plant. This is already falling in price. Look, it's actively in 5 people's carts. Cart. This plant's cool. I think Syndapsis are dumb though. Like, I will never own them, honestly. I own 1 Syndapsis right now. They just take for fucking ever to grow. Like, actually forever. Here's a pink princess for 30 bucks. Are you retaining the names of plants?
Some of them.
Ooh, Red Anderson.
That name I recognize.
Yeah, this is an expensive plant.
Didn't you just get one like recently?
I did. Oh my gosh, you have a really good memory.
Not really.
Devin gave me one.
See, I didn't remember his name. I just remembered it was your friend from that video a little while back.
Florida Beauties. Fuck, I just had a stroke. Florida Beauties are still more expensive than I want them to be. This plant is beautiful. Okay, remember how I just said that I won't own a Syndapsis? If I could own this one, I would, because that is truly like, that is just astonishingly beautiful. It does. Like, why this one looks so different than the other ones. I'm gonna add that one to my
handmade.
Syndapsis Blue Elbow. See, most of them look like this. Syndapsis, like variegated Syndapsis. So I wonder why that one looks.
That is a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I love this begonia. Love. I used to have this begonia. I need to add this to my list.
Used to? What happened to it?
I killed it because I got really depressed.
Depression's a bitch.
This is one of the saddest plants. I remember looking at it every day and like watching it just slowly die and just doing nothing about it. I wasn't even brushing my teeth every day. I do now though, so we've come far. Wellbutrin works. These are interesting. So these are variegated Rhaphidophora tetraspermas. And
what now?
Words. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, and they used to be, they still are expensive, like significantly expensive, but I mean, it would be like $10,000 for a plant, like legitimately, and people were spending that money.
That's crazy.
I know.
Also, that is a crazy name.
Rhaphidophora tetrasperma?
Yes.
Yeah, these are cool. I just don't understand like where they came from. I think that people are very specifically like growing and cultivating plants to have, well, okay, I don't think, I know people are doing that. They're growing them to have this type of variegation. They just like never existed before in the market. They're just kind of like all coming out of nowhere, which I think is sus.
Well, thankfully you have a friend in the business who can ask.
Yeah, I should talk to them more again, but I have been unwilling.
Why?
Just don't want to go anywhere. It's really scary traveling. Like, I have travel anxiety. Also, I haven't been making content, so I feel like if I went, I'm not sure. Like, before when I would go, I knew my videos would get views, like a lot of views, especially for my Botanicaz trips. And now I know that they would be spending I know how much money it is for them to bring me out. It's not cheap because they're putting me up in a hotel. They give me a daily food stipend for every day that I'm there, which is over $200 a day for food, the ticket there and back, and then whatever else they end up spending money on us there for. Before, when we would go, they would take us out to like 5-star dinners every night. So it's like not cheap. And before, I knew that they would get like their money out of it, like their money's worth. But it just doesn't really feel right to go when I'm like not even making content, because I don't know that it would be a good trade for them. And because I care about them as people, and I don't just look at them as a random nameless company. I care about my friends, and I don't want them to like spend all this money on me if it's not going to be worth it. I don't know.
I mean, you are making content to get that.
I am now making content, yeah. And it's doing good. See, this one's pretty. They just look like mini Monstera albos, but they're Rhaphidophoras. Rhaphidophora, as some people like to say. Rhaphidophora. Are you bored? Is this boring?
No.
Would you lie?
Of course not. I would never lie to you. Why would I lie to you?
Oh, this plant used to be so expensive. This plant, like less than a year ago, was $1,000 or more.
That's also really expensive. You plant people are crazy.
How do you say this?
Oh god. I don't even know where to start.
At the beginning of the word.
Really? I thought you started at the end.
Just tell him.
I don't even.
Attempt it. Just say it.
Oh my god. Epipremnum?
Yo! You did it. Good job. You did say it right.
God. These plant names are crazy.
I think it's funny how scared you are to even attempt saying them.
It's like I'm trying to speak Latin.
Yeah, it's because it is Latin. Crazy.
Easy how that works.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, that is like so beautiful.
And very expensive.
This is an accurate price. I would say that these have always been this expensive, if not more. I remember watching one of these sell for $15,000 once.
And 12 people are trying to buy it.
Nah, not trying to. They just probably have it in their cart. Sometimes things like this go on sale from Botanicaz, so you can see why people would like just keep it in their cart.
Right, like a reminder that it exists.
Look at that gray color. That is so crazy. Like that, a lot of people like this color on plants. This is called mint. Like when a plant looks like this, you'd say that it's mint. But I think this gray is the most wonderful thing because it is so bizarre. Yeah. Gray is not a color that just like naturally occurs in nature unless it's through like blister variegation or something, and then it's shiny. But this is not shiny. It is just gray, like on a plant.
So you see it when I see that, I think that plant is diseased. That thing is dying.
Nah, it's not dying, it's just gray.
And you crazy plant people look at that and you go, oh my god, that is so good.
Dollar signs.
Yeah, dollar signs.
See, this is another Florida beauty I really like. Still too expensive to purchase. When I go there and visit them, they just give me all of these plants. They send me home with like 20 plants. Like probably over $3,000 worth of like plant material. And you just like fly home with it on an airplane. You just put it in like a box and take it on the airplane.
$3,000 worth of plants, plus also a round trip ticket, and also a whole bunch of money for
alcohol,
food,
filet mignons, bubble tea every day. It's a good time. I love visiting them. They are very nice. They make so much money. Like back when my videos were getting a ton of views, like it would bring them so much money. They don't need me anymore though. They have more followers than me on Instagram. They only bring me along because they like me. Well, that's Botanicaz. What other shops do I like? I wonder if any of these places are like still selling. There was that one place. Oh, what was that one place? It was like We Love Plants. We Love Plants Co. It was like, oh, this is another plant I have on my wish list. I love this plant. I almost bought one, actually. I didn't,
that
and
name looks familiar.
This is ficus. Love this plant.
I feel like you've definitely said that name before.
I have, yeah. It is a really cool plant. I love it. I think it is really, really, really. Yes! Love this shop. This is a very, very cool rare plant shop. Okay. So this whole UPI, which is what this is called, philodendron UPI, these used to be like $3,000 minimum for like a leaf.
Wow.
Now you get this whole plant for $98. Here's another Dieffenbachia reflector. That's from the beginning of this video. Hoya
Yeah, that name I did not remember.
Oh, this is the one that I have, the Hoya sigillatus that I have from this plant shop. Oh, here's the variegated Houseplants. I don't know if you remember me telling you about this, but there was that Hoya earlier from Botanicaz, I think. And I was like, oh, this is really expensive for being the normal green kind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
That's
same
cool.
price from this store variegated as it is from the other store unvariegated.
This version looks a lot cooler.
Yeah, it does. Monstera albus. See, these ones are more expensive. They're also bigger, though. Ooh! What the fuck is that? I love, these are called Noid. Or No ID. It's when people sell plants that they don't know what they're called. And I love this. Any kind of plant that has this, like, speckled bullshit, I just fucking adore. Oh, I love this shop. There's not very many plant shops that just specialize in like really rare plants like this. Wow, red Andersons are really coming down in price. It's kind of crazy. Okay, these are variegated Friedex. I have one of these. These are also coming down in price. These used to be like thousands of dollars.
$400.
Strawberry shakes are still kind of expensive, but these would be $5,000 easily each.
Wow.
Like last year, literally just last year.
What you're saying is it's a really good time to get into houseplant.
Oh yeah, really good time. Oh, I love this plant. Hoya Kanyakumariana. Love this one. Here's the normal Houseplants again. Not green.
Not cool. Compared to the other one, it's pretty lame.
You sound like a houseplant elitist. Oh, look at this one. This whole plant being only $365 is crazy. That's like houseplant prices when I first got into plants in 2019. So that's really cool to see, actually. This is what I was used to seeing for a really long time. Oh, whoops. $1,000 for this big Monstera albo. That's pretty. There's like yellow in it. That's really pretty. I like that one. Here's an obliqua. This easily, like this plant right here, easily would have been like $6,000, $7,000 a year and a half ago.
How? You're paying for air.
Do you
more
see,
air than plant.
Do you see all of these like nodes down here? Each one of these like bumps is a node that you can propagate into its own plant. There's like 3 plants in this pot. Gosh, that's crazy.
That plant was literally more air than plant.
Ooh, that's beautiful. This Ploumanii, I love these plants. They look like plastic. They don't even look like real plants.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love their frills. They have these like frills at the top of the leaf, like the nape of the leaf.
No,
I think in a couple months, shakes are gonna be completely like worthless. They're gonna be like princesses because people have been growing them out so much. Here's another Shavariana. You know, I kind of regret not buying the one that I saw.
The one that you saw like 10 minutes ago?
No, the one that I saw in person. Okay, we'll look at like one more plant shop. This is gonna be a long video. People are gonna be really happy with how long this is. You know, we could check out that one guy. Who is he? Variegated Red Leaf Exotics. This guy, he created variegated Spiritus Sanctis. He's like a carnivorous plant hybridizer guy, but also randomly variegated Spiritus Sancti. Maybe they're selling through Etsy. This is a variegated Spiritus Sancti, a plant on my wish list. They are actually this expensive, if not more.
Wow.
And honestly, go him. Like, he stepped on a fucking gold mine. So these plants you grow from seed, like you can make them flower and then seed. He randomly had a batch that came out variegated. He made a ton of them. Like, this guy, single-handedly got the best return on investment ever. So this is the normal plant. These alone are crazy expensive, like thousands of dollars still. And so these variegated ones are obviously crazy fucking expensive, especially since they seem to be pretty stable. It's just crazy. Like, he must have so much money now. And these are gonna stay expensive for a long time because he's the only one who has them. He sent them off a couple people around the world to grow so that they wouldn't go like extinct. The first couple of sales he did of these, they were like $40,000. Oh my gosh, this guy is so lucky.
Get a whole salary in one plant.
Yep. Except like multiple times a year. Oh my gosh. He's so cool. I want to do like a interview with him. I asked him if we could and he said yes, and then I just like never followed up. Ilsamanii aren't even worth this much. I like couldn't trade an Ilsamanii for one of these. Which is crazy. You can trade an Ilsamanii for anything. Literally anything. It's like a one-way ticket to whatever you want to own, except this. Well, that was fun, I think.
What you think?
Yeah.
It was.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
All right. Hopefully you guys had fun. I had a good time kind of like looking through everything. I feel like we took a look. Well, gosh, should we like actually look at? I feel like we looked at a lot, but let's do like a wrap up. Let's do like a cute little, okay. here's how expensive some of these plants are. Philodendron. Seems to be that you can get some of these now for like 28 bucks. That's probably like honestly a pretty average price. Some of these are really pretty. Let's see, $40. $20 to $40, that's pretty wild compared to what they used to be. Used to be hundreds of dollars. Cute as that. See, I like to keep my plants that small. I think that they are way better small than big, but most people don't agree with me. Okay, let's look at Monstera albo.
I love how they have a warning. This is very small.
Are these actually $98? No, they're not. Of course they're not. There was one that was $98. Still cheap though. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm not shitting on this plant person. But yeah, it's just an Etsy thing. Someone will list like one really cheap option and you're like, oh my god, less than $100 for Monstera albo, and then it's like not ever. It seems like you can get them now for about $100 to $150. I saw some on Botanicaz that were like $180, $200 for really big ones, $300 for like really big ones, $85 for this one. You know, like I would buy that like back in the day just because it was 80 bucks. I'd be like, wow. Because normally they grow in like super variegated. And so then it's like a nice return on investment, especially if you decide to sell. Gosh, what else? Let's check out Red Anderson. I wasn't expecting to see this cheap of prices. Is this actually really just $55? Oh, and it's growing in. Look at that little growth point. I would buy this right now if I had the money. Like, if I had the money at all in any capacity, I would purchase this right now.
Well, I guess it's a good thing.
This is a really good price. Like, that's actually a really, really good price. And it's like really nice variegation too.
And it's one left.
There's only one left. I hate it when things say shit like that. Wow, it looks like everything is just so inexpensive. Let's check out the strawberry shake. God damn, there's no way. Okay, $268. That's pretty. That is super pretty. $50,000. If you guys are wanting to get into houseplants, now is the time. Like if you're wanting to start buying and probably not selling, probably not the time to sell plants. I would wait because the prices are gonna pick back up again in a few years. Monstera obliqua, unrooted nodes, 35 bucks. These used to be $500 or more. When I bought my Monstera obliqua, it was a barely rooted leafless node that had a tiny growth point coming off of it, and I spent $500 on it. It was like this, but less, like smaller than this, and I bought it. It was like this. See this? This is what was hundreds of dollars. When I say leafless, rootless node, Alex, I mean this.
Right, like literally just a stem.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's a stem. You are correct. Oh gosh, what other plants were like notable? Monstera had and Sonii, Variegata, Variegata. Wow. Okay, so like oh, it's so cute! I would buy that. Oh my gosh, I would buy that so fast. Oh, those are cute. Okay, I feel like this is still kind of expensive, but those are like really good color. I'm seeing like, I want to say like 50 bucks to $150, $160. Mint Ad and Sonii are like way less expensive. For some reason, I don't know why, I like this type of variegation way more than I like the other. This is a cute shop, 50 Shades of Green. Oh, their plants are cheap as fuck. Oh my gosh. I'll link this store, you guys. You can go support this local small business. These are really, really good prices. You should absolutely support this person. Here's a white wizard. This is what most white wizards look like. That's why I was talking, Alex, about the one that I have that I'm like so happy with. Because most of them are like just green with like maybe one good leaf, and mine has like really, really good variegation. I kind of like Syngonium chiapens. I think it looks kind of cool. It's kind of just like a really big like jade synapsis. Okay. All right. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for coming along and hanging out with me and my friend Alex, who is not a plant person. I hope that you had a good time. I hope that you had a great day. I hope you go support this plant shop. I'll link a couple of these in the description down below, or maybe even also in the comment section. I'll definitely be linking Botanicaz for you because I love Botanicaz, and then probably also both of those Portland plant shops, and then the We Love Plants website as well, and as well as this 50 Shades of Green cute account that I just found. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Zim for your glasses needs. Again, these are the Aphrodite pair. I adore them. I do wear other styles of glasses. These are just my favorite. They're super comfortable, and I've been wearing them for like over 2 years now. You can use code Ashley at checkout to get 50% off frames and 20% off lenses. Raven says goodbye. My camera battery just died, so we're gonna go. Goodbye. See you later. Say bye, Alex.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye-bye.